Okay, welcome everybody to our first District Community Advisory Committee, our DCAC committee meeting for the 2021-2022 school year. I'm Carmen Hernandez and I have the privilege to be with you a second year. Unfortunately, we haven't met in person and we will continue to meet virtually until it is safe to do so. But I do want to invite our guests to just say hello to you. We have lots of new faces. And so again, we're excited to be here. So we're coming to you from the Office of Equity, Engagement, and Partnerships. And before I introduce our folks, I want to make sure that if anyone needs interpretation, we are debuting 2 new features for interpretation. So families, parents, community, we've heard you, and so we're trying 2 new things out today. One is we're trying the interpretation feature in Zoom. So some of you have seen it. It's a little globe. Some of you call it the mundito. Whatever you may call it, you want to click on it, and then we're going to have options. If you're an English speaker, we suggest that you click on the English and that you mute the original audio. If you need Spanish, you're going to also go to the same icon, the mundito or the globe or the interpretation icon, and you're going to click on Spanish, and you're going to want to mute original audio. And the reason we say that is sometimes it's difficult to hear both languages happening at the same time. And so we want you to be able to focus on the language for your needs. We're also going to offer Kamai interpretation. And so we have Ms. Valenzuela in Spanish and Mr. Nev offering Kamai interpretation in Zoom. And so if that's necessary, you would do the same thing and click on Kamai. And we're happy to announce the second new. We are live streaming in our LBUSD YouTube channel in Spanish, Kamai, and American Sign Language. And so we're very excited. We're very happy. We thank Mr. Kao, Ms. Rubalcaba, and Ms. Lena, who are there now, teaming up with our multimedia office, who's also here supporting us. And so just a few faces that I want you to be able to become familiar with. We have Dr. Lucy Salazar, whom you may all know from previous meetings, but she's leading the charge in our Equity, Engagement, and Partnerships office. Thank you for being here, Dr. Salazar.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here and very excited to have the opportunity to work with DCAC and get to know the parents and get to know what needs you have and how we can better serve you. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Salazar. I also have from our office, Miss Alyssa Taylor and Miss Stephanie Heilig and Rebecca Fass. So they're going to be sharing with you some of the updates for Parent University and High School Choice. We have Mr. George Tsai, who's joining us also in a new role. So he's going to make sure that we share with you what is in the best interest of our Title I schools. We have Dr. Vanitha Chandrasekhar. Did I say that correctly? I hope I did. I hope I get an A+. And Mr. Kevin Shalito from our research office, who are supporting, and they're going to provide some information on iReady. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's all be ready. Sorry, I had to. And we have some of our families that are joining us. So thank you so much. And again, if you do need interpretation during the Zoom meeting, make sure that you click on our icon there. And last but not least, Mr. Angel Garcia is going to be supporting me. Some of you remember Jessica from the previous years. And so she's moved on to another office. And now I get the honor of working with Angel. And he's going to be adding our links in the chat. So he'll be adding the agenda. He'll be adding our attendance link. So earlier, Ms. Lujan said, why didn't I get the link? How did I not get the invitation? And so we want to make sure that we're capturing all of our families and our representatives. So again, thank you for being here. We know that you could be in so many other places. There are so many things demanding your time and your focus, and you've taken the time to be with us now. And so we want to make sure that this time is worthwhile. So thank you again. Let's go ahead and let's be reminded as to what our objectives are. Why are we here? And so DCAC is here to serve as a liaison between our district and our schools. We want to promote parent, guardian, family participation at our school sites. And we want to be able to disseminate this information at school sites that are relative to parent programs. And so again, that's why we have Miss Alyssa Taylor Stewart. That's why we have Miss Hiring here to be able to promote that information for us and our research department. We also want to be able to, in upcoming meetings, provide access to training for parents. So do we need refreshers on Canvas? We have iReady. Again, I'm not going to keep saying the joke. And so we want to make sure that you are ready, that you do understand what it is that your students are being asked to do and exposed to. And then we have the very important role to be able to advise related parental involvement items to the District Board of Education that we also team up with our DLAC families to do. And so let's go ahead and let's take a look at our agenda for today. So we have our welcome, which we went ahead and welcomed everybody. Thank everybody for being here. We're not going to go around round robin, but I do have to say I was in a meeting not that long ago where we were able to share pandemic positives. With so many things that have happened in our lives that are continuing to happen around us, that are possibly affecting our families, our loved ones, just take a moment, just take a quiet moment and just think of a pandemic positive. We're not going to have to share it out loud, but even those of you joining us at home in YouTube, just take a moment and think of a pandemic positive and just ponder on that for a couple of seconds. And I'll bring you back. So let's stay there. Let's stay in that positive space as we go through our time together today. And so some of the items that we're going to discuss are our DCAC objectives. Why are we here? What is DCAC? What should we be doing? Why do we meet? What's our purpose? We're going to talk about Parent University and the way that they're going to support us this year, in addition to middle school and high school choice. Such an exciting time for our students. Back to iReady, and then we're going to adjourn for the day. Some reminders of our norms. Although we're virtual, we want to make sure that we're present, that we want to minimize distractions as we're together. We want to seek to understand diverse points of view. We don't always have to agree, but we want to be respectful of one another. We want to share the space that we create, and we want to assume positive intentions whenever someone shares or makes a comment. And we're making a commitment of respect for all in our space. Now, some of our Zoom norms, we want to remember to use the chat feature if we want to share thoughts. And so we have embedded times after each presentation to go ahead and share some questions, whether you post them in the chat or whether you want to raise your hand and share with the group, we'll be able to do that. We do ask for the respect of the speaker that you mute your mic unless you're speaking to the group. And we want to strive to be visible. We want to see your smiling faces. However, we do know sometimes that we can have connectivity issues. So you may consider turning off your camera or your video for a little while if you're having some of those connectivity issues. Like I said, Mr. Garcia is going to continue adding our agenda, adding our attendance link into the chat. So keep checking in there and make sure that you fill that out as we're going through our presentation. Okay, so let's see, well, what is DCAC? Why are we here? Why are we meeting for DCAC? And so what we know, what research tells us is that we want our parents and our guardians and our families involved. That not only helps our schools to be more enriched That not only helps you as a parent to be more informed, it also helps our students. If you see this third bullet here, lack of parental involvement has been identified as a contributor to the achievement gaps currently faced by students at all levels. But the more informed that you are as parents, the more we're able to communicate with you, the better it is for our students as a whole. And so the purpose of DCAC is for our Title I schools, for our Title I students to be able to receive equitable and significant opportunities so they can obtain a high quality education, to be able to reach at a minimum proficiency in those state academic standards and assessments. And so what should Title I schools be doing? They should assist parents in strengthening that homeschool connection. So our parents are understanding and enhancing those skills to be able to support education and learning at home. Our schools should be promoting and fostering effective communication between home and school regarding the school programs and the students' progress, and to also be able to provide our families with training at that school site. And so in DCAC, we do the same thing to support these Title I schools and our parent representatives, and in the way that we act as a liaison between the district and the schools. We want our parents involved. We want our guardians involved. We want to make sure that we as a district are disseminating that information to our parents about the programs, not just at the school sites, but at the district level. We want to be able to provide trainings for our parents during our DCAC meetings to maximize their roles as partners in education. And then as we looked at earlier, we get the important role to advise the Board of Education on matters related to parental involvement in funded programs. And so it does involve membership. And so if you noticed, and if you've joined us in DCAC meetings in the past, we usually voted and we went ahead and we would take action and we would second and third before we moved on to items. But it's been a bit since we've been able to revisit our membership. And so we want to encourage, we're going to be recruiting and reaching back out to our school sites to remind them to have a representative to join us for our DCAC meeting. So we're selecting one DCAC parent or guardian for each Title I school. Our private schools will also be joining us. Those that receive Title I services for eligible students, they can have a representative. Our school community workers, if they're funded by specific categorical funds, they may also be members of DCAC. And then some members may be selected from the Office of Equity Engagement and Partnerships. And if we have community members that want to join us, they can certainly do so, but they would do so as non-voting members. And as a reminder, then there are officers that are voted for a 2-year term. And so in the past, we've had 2 co-chairs, 2 co-vice chairs, and 2 recorders. And so Mr. Sai is going to be instrumental in helping us move forward and ensuring that we're adhering to what needs to be done in working with our Title I sites and the representatives in DCAC. Mr. Suarez is in a new role, as many of you may know, and so Mr. Sai is going to be supporting us here. And so our general meetings, which is what we're having now, is again to provide you, our visitors, our parents, our guardians, our community with resources and information in areas that have to do with end-of-year survey results identified by the needs of LBUSD students. And we want to make sure we also cover information on state and district mandates. Now, those elected officials, we meet and we have board meetings. And what we do is we go ahead and we plan for these meetings here. So it's not just my ideas, it's not just a district office's ideas, but it's your voted representatives that help us decide these are the trainings we should have. These are the people that should be coming to us, talking to us about these topics. And so I look forward to not just our elections, but working with those individuals. And so if you're a DCAC representative, what do you do with this information? Well, you go back to your school site and you share the information. So let's make a plan. How would you share that? Well, think of your audience. Are you sharing with your principal? Are you sharing at a school site council meeting, a PTA or a PTO meeting? And then identify ways in which you'll reach your audience. Are you going to do it in a newsletter? Is it going to be a couple of minutes on a parent bulletin that the principal is going to include? And so these are all ways that we want to make sure that you're taking the information that we share with you back to your school site. I'm going to go ahead and pause for a minute and see if there are any questions on this aspect. And Angel's going to check that chat for me. And Ms. Valenzuela, you'll let me know if we have any questions. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much. And so now I'm so excited to present to you a colleague in the Equity Engagement and Partnership Office, Miss Alyssa Taylor Stewart. And so she has the privilege of overseeing Parent University with Miss Fast, and she'll present her team to you. But Alyssa, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to hear what you all have planned.
Thank you so much, Carmen, for welcoming me. I'm really excited to be in this space with you. I am a new administrative assistant in the Office of Equity, Engagement, and Partnerships, and I'm learning and growing each and every day. So I'm really excited to be in this space and share what we're doing at Parent University. Parent engagement is everything. Like our parents need to be involved in the life of their students. And so we work very hard together to make sure you know what's going on at LBUSD. You have all the information, the tools, the strategies to connect, everything you need to be an informed, involved parent or guardian. It's a partnership. It truly is. We know that students perform better, are more successful, achieve more, feel better, have an overall more positive experience when parents and guardians are engaged and involved in their school day and school life. And so we want to do our part to make sure that that happens. So our team, that's me over there on the left. I'm Alyssa. We have Rebecca Fast. She is our dynamic TOSA. She's been doing this work for a very, very long time. Yolanda Huerta at the bottom there. She is a parent coordinator and a Spanish translator. And Sam Keogh, he is our parent coordinator and our Khmer translator. And we also have Marilyn King. She is our secretary. So together we are part of Dr. Salazar's dream team, and we're here to support you, the parents. Parent University, I think we skipped a slide if I'm not mistaken, Carmen.
Sorry, Alyssa, let me go
That's
back.
okay, no worries, unless they got out of order, which could have happened. There we go. So how do you connect with Parent University? Well, some of you may already know this. We have live stream workshops, just like we're doing here. We have one coming up. We'll talk about that in a second. Our Parent University website, which is actually being reimagined and will be relaunched in the very near future. So it'll be very user-friendly and very accessible to the parents in the district. We will hopefully have, and I know Rebecca is really excited about having in-person workshops, more smaller, more informal workshops where I know a couple of the, like Rebecca's interested in maybe doing some art therapy or having some guest speakers to come in and kind of have a small intimate conversation with parents who are able to come. But our live stream workshops are accessible and available to everyone. And of course, we'll communicate with you through school messenger, text, emails. We'll see you maybe in the stores, maybe in the streets, maybe in the laundromat, wherever. We'll say hi. We'll talk with you and interact with you, and hear what you have to say. Take suggestions from you so we can plan accordingly and make sure we're giving you what you want as far as Parent University is concerned. We have some things planned for October. Our Welcome Back workshop will be October 12th, and it will be again via live stream. We'll have some discussion around Parent View, which we know is a very, very important app on our school website, Canvas, and then also some discussion around navigating the district website. Our district website has so much information, and even when I go on there, sometimes I get a little lost. We want to make sure you know how to move through all of the important aspects of the website that you need to know, all the things that you need to know. So that'll be a discussion on the 12th. Then on the 19th, we have a really, really special workshop, New Hope Grief and Loss Workshop, the impact of grief and loss in our children. You know, grief and loss, sometimes we think about it in relationship to death and dying, but it's also just loss of different things our children have experienced during the pandemic, right? Loss of the ability to come to school and interact with their friends. And so our friends at New Hope will come and share with us, how do these things impact our students and how can we as parents support them? And then on the 26th, we have our SEL team coming, Dr. Soso Valderrama, we have Susana Cortez. They're coming to us and going to talk about social emotional learning in the classroom. Also, they'll share about our new wellness centers at our high schools. And so we're going to share with you a plethora of information about how to support our students' overall well-being. In addition to their academic success, their social emotional well-being. So when we do have our parent university workshops via live stream, like we're doing now, the meetings are recorded and then they're archived on the YouTube, on our Long Beach Unified School District YouTube station channel. And so they're there for you to access whenever you're able to, in your free time, your downtime. And yeah, parent university workshops. And then we have these new, very exciting Did You Know videos. Chris Ibsen from our multimedia services department has crafted these wonderful, he calls them webisodes. And they're going to explain just bits and pieces of very important information, just very short webinars or webisodes where he'll share very important information, but nothing too lengthy, just enough for you to kind of get a bite and understand. So for instance, information about Canvas, information about the College and Career Readiness Guide. What are the family resource centers for? Where are they located? Who do they serve? So that's what the Did You Know videos will be about. And they'll be launching very, very soon, and you'll be able to access them. In addition to Parent University, I have the privilege of leading the Coalition of Involved African American Parents. We call it the Coalition. And the just like Parent University, it's an opportunity for parents to engage and learn and support their students to make sure that they're achieving success and have experiencing overall well-being. So that's the the Coalition. It used to be CAP and now it's called the Coalition. How do you connect with the Coalition? You can connect with the Coalition through the Parent University website. You can access our meeting calendars and agendas. I don't know if you can pop it open right quick, Carmen, the link. They can kind of take a look. And so here we have information about previous years, and then we have a folder with current years. So that's where you'll go if you want information about the Coalition. The agendas, the minutes, and the dates and so forth will be there too. We'll have meetings and workshops monthly, and they will be, I think it's the third Thursday of October, but they'll be virtual as well. They will not be recorded though. The Coalition meetings are a safe space for parents to come and talk about their concerns in relationship to their experiences as, with African American students or experiences as being an African American parent. We want to make sure they have an opportunity to share and feel safe. So those meetings are not recorded, but everyone is invited and welcome to attend via Zoom. And then again, of course, you can interact with the Coalition via school messenger, text, emails. We'll be sending out information. Upcoming events for the Coalition. We will have on the 19th of October, after our Parent University meeting, Student Support Services. Dr. Aaron Simon will be visiting with us, sharing a lot of information about how Long Beach Unified School District is supporting your students. And then on the 16th, we're going to have folks from all the level offices, the elementary school, middle school, and high school office will be coming to talk about the academic support initiatives, and again, how to access the district website. Your voice matters. We only exist because of you, right? The reason why we have these organizations or these meetings and these workshops is because we want to support the parents, but we want to support you in the way you want to be supported. So here we have a suggestion box, and if you can open that for me, Carmen, please. You can go into the link, choose your school. It's a drop-down menu. You can choose your school. And then once you choose your school, you can drop in some suggestions, things you want to see in Parent University or in the coalition, any workshops you would like to have addressed, any needs you need addressed, or workshops you'd like to be presented. Maybe a guest speaker you might know of that you want to come visit us. And so that's the suggestion box. Thank you. Here are our phone numbers, how you can reach us. We are available. If we don't answer, we will definitely return your phone call within 24 hours. And again, we're here for you. This is our main focus, is to support the needs of the parents in Long Beach Unified School District. So please, no question is too small, too difficult. We will find the answer for you if we don't have it. So thank you, Carmen, for having me. And I thank you for your support as we grow and learn together in Parent University.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for all of that information. We're looking forward to learning so much alongside of you. I do want to give the opportunity, if anyone in our audience would like to unmute and ask a question related to this presentation. Maybe there's a question in the chat you'd like to add. Ms. Valenzuela, let me know if there's a question from any of the parents in your channel. I think you were crystal clear, Ms. Taylor. And families, don't forget, at the end, we always put our link in the chat. If there was a question that comes up afterward, you can always submit it through that link, and we always keep that open for you to be able to go ahead and ask at that point. So thank you so much, parent engagement team.
Yo sí tenía una pregunta, pero no sé si miraron, levanté la mano.
Ms. Miranda
has a question. Okay.
Yes.
Bueno, mi pregunta primero, ¿usted habla español? Do you speak Spanish?
My first question is, do you speak Spanish?
Okay, pues mi pregunta que tengo para ella.
The question I have for you is, out of all the information you give,
Muchos padres también no saben usar
a lot of parents just don't know how to navigate through its technology. And in order to make use of all the resources that you provided, which shop, is there a shop that can help us so that all parents can have some sort of guidance or a sort of a workshop as to how to access all these online websites, all these online resources?
¿No le tradujeron? Si no se lo puedo decir yo.
No, yo.
So Ms. Taylor Stewart, she was asking, as far as resources, if parents aren't familiar with how to navigate, are there workshops coming for that, either through you? And if not, we can find out if there are resources in the district to help support families navigating through varying resources, specifically virtual, digital resources.
So thank you for your question, Ms. Miranda. In our first Welcome Back workshop, we definitely will be talking about how to navigate through certain resources. I would invite you to maybe drop it in the chat or email me any specific questions you have, and I will make sure that either I get the answers for you or I connect you with someone who can guide and direct you to what it is that you need. But we will definitely be addressing much of that during our first workshop. And the workshop will be translated, so will be someone there to communicate with you effectively. But other questions might come up that aren't addressed, so please feel free. Our door is always open. I mean, physically, we can't interact too much right now, but definitely a phone call, an email, anything, and we will get back with you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Miranda, for asking, Ms. Valenzuela for interpreting, and Ms. Taylor Stewart for responding. Anybody else? Okay, well then I am excited to welcome Stephanie Heilig. And I don't know why it wants to keep going back to Miss Taylor. Here we go. She's here to talk to us about high school choice and all of the fun and exciting things that she has planned. Let me tell you, she is one fun and exciting gal. So,
well, that's very nice of you. I wonder where all that fancy design came from for Parent University. I wonder. I'm just teasing. Hello, everybody. I'm Stephanie Heilig, and I'm the new administrative assistant over high school and middle school choice. And today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about high school choice. I am coming from Milliken High School, so I do know as a pathway coordinator there. I'm familiar with a lot of their programs, but I actually know just internally a lot about the choice process. I am also a parent. My daughter is in 10th grade, so I just did high school choice 2 years ago, and I'm going to be doing high school choice as well as both an administrator and a parent. I have an 8th grade son, so I have dual roles, and I'll be playing both sides and trying to really navigate through what can really appear to be a difficult process, but our goal is to really make it easy and very transparent so that your child or the children that are in 8th grade can really pick the right program for them. I think, Carmen, we can go to the next slide. And you've seen some of these people because we have some similar photos, but I'll introduce myself, who's on there. We have Yolanda, Sam, and Rebecca, whom you met in the other slide. But we are very, very happy and grateful to have Erica Montoya join us as part of our team this year as our office assistant. So many of you, if you do come to the office or if you do call, you will most likely be speaking with Erica first, and the rest of us are there to support you. So Erica is bilingual. She does speak Spanish, and so she can help support a lot of our parents. So definitely a lot of experience in that room. I wanted to talk briefly about how parents will learn about choice this year. So you probably know over the last few years with COVID, we've actually come quite a long way in really upgrading our choice process. 2 years ago, even when my daughter was going through the program, a lot was done in paper, but we've done some really, I think, great upgrades. COVID, in a way, I was thinking and reflecting on Ms. Hernandez's question at the beginning, how has, COVID really affected you? I think for high school choice, it's put us on the next level and really made some nice progressions, and we've evolved. So I think high school choice is a lot more accessible to parents. So we're going to keep our virtual resources, reflecting on what we had last year. The virtual resources were wonderful. Parents could access them anytime, from any place, anywhere, whether they were on their phone or on their computer. So we're going to keep some of those virtual resources. Our high school choice website is up and running. Our pathway websites are currently being upgraded. I'm meeting with our coordinators next week, and we will be doing upgrades to that by November 1st. When those go live, they will be upgraded. So both of those are virtual. You can access them now, but like I said, they'll be updated by the 1st. We are going to continue with our Canvas course. So every 8th grade student will have a Canvas course be dropped into their portal on November 1st. You as a parent, when you are connected with your child on Canvas, you also will see that. And I have a slide where I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. So you can all access that information, whether you're on your phone or on your computer. We will continue to send school messenger texts and emails about a variety of events that we have. So I'll go over some of those in a bit. We have our Parent University Live, which I will work with Parent University on. I know November 2nd is going to be all about high school choice. And then we will continue with our high school choice helpline, which I'll show to you in a moment. This year, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that we can do our in-person events. We know that November is kind of a tipping point where we'll find out if we continue with them, but full steam ahead, we're going to plan our in-person events. And there's a few of them coming up that parents will want to be aware of. The first one is our high school choice fair, and that's at November 13th at Cabrillo High School, and that's from 9 to 12 o'clock. It is what we did 2 years ago. Last year with COVID, we could not, but it is outdoors. It's all outdoors. Parents will be able to visit each school. Each school has a section and an area, and they can get information, meet some of the teachers, students, pathway coordinators, administrators, and they can learn about each of the schools. Then each individual high school will have a high school site night, and those will happen from November till December. And that will take us all the way up to our winter break. And so for a parent that really wants to visit the school and begin to see, maybe feel the culture of the school and see what the school is like, they'll be visiting the schools on those high school choice nights. High school site nights, and I'll have a link to that. There's actually a link on our website. We also are going to add something that we did 2 years ago, which is our middle school counselor workshop. And we have a training next month. And in that workshop, our attempt is really to, last year with COVID, we weren't able to connect with our middle schools, but this year we're really hoping to do so. And so we're going to have a middle school counselor workshop that will pair up each individual pathway coordinator at a site with their typical feeder schools to ask questions, review some of their materials that are online, and really answer a lot of the questions from that middle school to high school. So build a bridge for them. And then another thing we're going to do, and this is brand new, is we are going to introduce and pilot a 2-day lesson for middle school students that, as far as we know right now, the counselors, middle school counselors, will be delivering to their students. And so that 2-day lesson will begin to expose students to our website. They'll be taking a look at industries. They'll be looking at individual pathways and really have a very rich discussion about what is pathways, what are high schools, and what are the options that are available to me. So we're really excited to add those in-person events. We'll go to the next slide. So our high school choice website is actually up and running. This is a screenshot of what it looks like. There is a link there. And so Mr. Nezes, if you don't mind clicking on that, I'll get you right to the website so that you can see it. So if you look here, and this is right on our school's website, we've actually in the center, and if you're using a phone, the additional resources gets booted to the bottom, but lots of things are here. So we've done it by month. So we have October through November and all the links that are there. So first thing we want, like right now, what we're doing currently is we are enrolling all of our non-LBUSD parents into schools to get them a parent view account. So right now we're preparing for high school choice. It kicks off on November 1st, and you can see that there's a link to the high school pathway websites and some of our exploration activities. November 2nd, the video, you can certainly watch it. Not much will change, except there'll be a new face on there. It is Miss Kelly Hodge, who was in my role last year, but I will be delivering a new parent university after we do that. That link will appear there, so parents can go and access that after, if they weren't able to attend the parent university, they can access that there. And then our links to how to complete the application in English and in Spanish are there, and then all of our updated links are there. So lots of information is available on our website here, and that's what our high school choice website looks like. We can go ahead and go to the next slide. I did mention earlier that the Canvas course will drop for parents, and I think this year, now that we've done Canvas for a year, last year it was brand new and there was, I think, a lot of anxiety, but it seems like we've gotten a better hold or grasp on Canvas. It will appear in a student dashboard. So the student, when they're on their computer or device, they will see it drop there. For those of you that have the app on your phone, you'll see it listed as high school choice. And so for those of you wanting information starting November 1st, you can access it on both of those avenues and venues. We'll go to the next one. Here's a quick timeline for you. And I think I did briefly go over it, but again, October through November is when we're really preparing and enrolling. November 1st is when our choice begins to start, and there's lots of activities for parents and students to get involved in. So I would encourage you to tell your parents to visit some of our high school pathway websites, attend the Parent University High School Choice Workshop, or watch it as it's recorded later. Attend our School of Choice Fair on Saturday, November 13th at Cabrillo High School. Attend some school site nights as you're beginning to decide which school to go to. That's a wonderful way to really dig in and get a lot of information about schools, and then explore activities on Canvas. The high school application window opens January 5th. That's the Monday immediately when we return from winter break. And so that application will be available. And then in February 10th, the high school assignments will be posted on Parent View. So if we go to the next slide. All right, so our high school choice office, our helpline is there. We return calls within 24 hours, and you'll be speaking to one of us. We do have Kamai available, Spanish and English, to help parents with what we know can be full of anxiety, but hopefully we'll make it simpler and an easier process for all of you moving forward. And I thank you for your time. I'm certainly available for any questions that I can answer for you, but it's exciting. High school's right around the corner. It's hard to believe, but hopefully we'll make that process real simple and easy for you and user friendly. So please ask any questions and I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Thank you, Miss Heilig. I told you she's dynamic and she's excited and she's coming right from a high school. And so it's very fresh in her mind and invested, right, in her own
Absolutely.
children and wanting this process to be just the most effective for our family. So thank you for sharing that. I'll pause again and we'll see if there are any questions directed to Miss Heilig around high school choice. Maybe the timeline, maybe the website, see if there's anything in the chat or Miss Valenzuela. We also have Mr. Nev available. So before we continue, I do want to remind any of our participants, if they would like Spanish or Khmer interpretation, they can go ahead and click on the little globe or mundito icon. And we have Miss Valenzuela, who's supporting us in Spanish in our Zoom, and Mr. Nev, who's supporting us in Khmer in Zoom. If you're an English participant, you may want to mute the original audio. That way you're not hearing both. And the same for other participants. You'll mute the other audio. That way you're not hearing all sorts of languages, unless of course you want to learn another one. But so if there are any questions for Ms. Heilig, this would be the time. All right, I think another home run. Both of you are so clear. Thank you so much. Our parents are excited. I'm excited to have you here and to just be able to engage us in these important conversations.
Thank you everyone for your time. Please reach out with any questions. Happy to meet all of you.
Thank you. And so we're moving on now. We're going to go ahead and welcome Dr. Vanitha Chandrasekhar and Kevin Shalito from our Research and School Improvement Office. She's going to be talking to us about iReady.
Well, ready or not, here we go.
Oh, that's a better one. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's really nice to be here, and I'm excited to be here and hear about all of the wonderful things that are happening. I'm here with Kevin Shalito, my co-partner with this in research, and we wanted to kind of share some of the information about iReady and one of the most important parts about how you can support your students as we implement this program. So the first question that comes to everybody's mind is, what is iReady and who's going to be using it? What's the purpose of it? And where do I get more information about this? As we speak, Carmen, if you want to click on that, it would show everything out there. Actually, it's linked to a flyer, so that would be great. Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. So, or maybe not. Maybe it came late. But iReady is a diagnostic program. It's an online program that every student in the district will be participating in this year. And it's basically to see how the students are in reading and in math. We know we've done a lot over the past few years, but at the same time with the virtual learning and the pandemic, there was a lot of things that we kind of missed out on. And this is an opportunity for us to say, how can we best help our students? So iReady will be administered to all the students in the district. And there are 3 testing diagnostic windows. One is in October, which is coming up in 10 days. One is through January, the end of January through February. And the last one, the third one, is in May through June. And the purpose of this is not only to see our students and how they're progressing, but also to kind of be able to help support them. Teachers will your students will probably come home sometime in October and say, I took an iReady assessment, I took an iReady test, and it's because the teachers have administered it for them. And this helps the teachers know how can I support your child, the students in our district, and help them with this. In October for the first screening, it's only going to be grades 1 through 12. Kindergarten will be included in the second screening, which is in February, and the third one, which is in May. So these are the screenings, and it's an online test, and it's not going to be graded. It's not going to be reported out. It's more for the teachers to know how they can help the students with where they are and with their different needs. Now, as a parent, how can you help your child? First of all, explain to them that this test is for them, for their teachers to know what their needs are, what their strengths are, what kinds of things they're good at, and what kinds of things they may need additional support with. Encourage them to do their best instead of just doing click, 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 click and going through it. Tell them that they need to kind of help them, encourage them, and say, it's like, hey, it's important that you put your best work in there. And that's an important piece. And when they're done with the testing and the diagnostic and they come home, it's like, yay, let's celebrate and let's enjoy and say, great job. I'm glad you kind of completed it. Now your teacher can help you. And then a lot of times the teachers will tell the child and you things like, help them with this. Maybe help them with their math facts. Maybe help them with some reading. So follow the teacher's guidance and help and work it with as a partnership to make sure that your children are successful. So that's what iReady is like a diagnostic to kind of help understand what your students' needs are. And I'm going to hand it over to Kevin to see if he has any additional information that he'd like to add to this.
Vinitha, you said that very well. I would like to mention that I did drop a link to this flyer into the chat. So if you'd like to see that, you can open that up and get a larger view of that. As Vinitha mentioned, it's very important not to just kind of talk to the children in advance, but also encourage them throughout, and then also be very mindful to celebrate after the fact, and then follow the teacher's guidance with the recommendations to jump in and help your children grow.
And the flyer that Kevin dropped in has an English and a Spanish version, right? The second page is the Spanish version with the same information.
Thank you. So maybe I'll ask a question for clarification, since it is something new that both our students and our families are becoming accustomed to. Will we have somewhat of a hub or somewhere where parents can come in and find out more about it, specifically for iReady? Or will there be, similar to the flyer that you shared with us, coming out for parents to become more familiar?
So Kevin, do you want to take that, or?
Sure. Yes, there will be some resources for parents to essentially see how their children performed with regards to each of the 3 diagnostics within iReady. It's a little more focused to the student rather than the entire classroom, which is how the teacher might be presented the information. But it's very user-friendly, and there are additional resources provided by the iReady team to assist in understanding all the results that come with each diagnostic assessment.
And I know that some of the schools may also be kind of sharing information directly with their parents also.
We're also working with iReady, I should mention, to try and set up a parent night later, once we actually go out and give the assessment. So we've got some real results to try and digest and better understand once the tests have been given. We'll be working with, the iReady team to determine when the best timing for that would be. But we would expect that it'll be sometime within the next month or so.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And so what was that? Are we all ready? What was that? We're ready to go?
Ready or not, here we come.
There we go. Ready or not, here we come. So thank you for that, Office of Research and School Improvement. Are there any questions? Any clarifications that we would like to ask now that we have both of these team members here with us that can tell us more about iReady? I see a hand raised with Ms. Mosso.
Buenas tardes. Mi pregunta es si
My question,
no entendí muy bien, ¿verdad? Pero
I didn't really understand, right? But if my son does this, is it optional or is it mandatory or is it optional? Because if it's not, why don't they just have the teachers administer them so that all students have to do it? So have it be something that everyone has to do. And otherwise, if it's optional, those of us that aren't actually in school right now are taking it as if it's an option. And how are we going to make all the parents make their kids take class if they're not in school right now? And if it's optional, how are we going to make sure that everyone's taking the test?
Thank you for your question, Ms. Mosso. So maybe a little bit more clarification on who will be taking it.
Sure, I'll be happy to handle that one.
Thank you.
The assessment is a diagnostic that's intended to be given to all students in grades K through 12 in English language arts and mathematics. It truly is a diagnostic assessment. So it's not something that's going to factor into student grades. It's more so that we can determine better their performance below, at, or above grade level. So that goals can be set for the students. For the example of if they happen to be below grade level, what's the best strategy and path to get them achieving at and above grade level? Or perhaps if they happen to be at grade level or above grade level, we want to make sure that we're also finding the best way to support those children in their growth and education as well. So again, to answer the question about who will be taking it, it's really a K-12 assessment in language arts and mathematics. Our dual immersion sites will also have access to a Spanish math assessment that they can use as well. So there is that additional option for our dual immersion sites.
Thank you, Kevin, for clarifying.
Certainly.
Any other questions that we'd like to ask? Señora Miranda, I see a hand up there.
Sí. Yo sí tengo una pregunta, ¿verdad? Ahorita que
I have a question, because right now that I'm looking at that program that they're working on, I think it's a really good thing because there's a way that students can better themselves, and parents will be better able to see what level their students are at.
Entonces, es una manera.
I think it's an important way because some students were able to succeed at home and others were not. Because there are classes that are going back to school, but are not really administering proper reviews, and I don't think it's right. Because I think that some kids are falling behind to those that are supposed to be at their grade level. The ones that weren't able to do distance learning appropriately due to the pandemic, I know are falling behind, and I don't think that they're receiving the appropriate. But the ones that were able to navigate the Zoom classes correctly, whether they had more help or whether they had just a better ability with technology, and I think that our students right now are falling at different levels due to that, due to some having done better with distance learning versus others that weren't. So I really like this plan because I think that students that were able to flourish in distance learning, I would like to continue to get help and not be teaching our students. Yeah, just like the students that are going on to 12th grade, I don't know what's going to happen to them. I don't know what's going to happen with the SATs for those students. Is there something similar to this that's going to happen with students? Because I want to know how difficult it's going to be for students to be able to enter university. Is that exam going to be taken as importantly in order to enter university? I just want to know how much this is going to affect students. Because now I'm worried to see if my kid's going to have any difficulty entering university due to some of these setbacks that we had last year.
Carmen, are you able to assist us in getting started?
Thank you, Senora Miranda, for your question. So it seems as though it was a commendation for the for bringing on iReady, since some of our students had varying degrees of instruction and comprehension, especially during last year. And so she's thankful that iReady will be able to determine the needs of our students and personalize it and support it in that way. And then there was a concern or a question around, seniors or students going into college and how they're going to be affected, whether or not this will support them, or if there's a different plan for our seniors getting ready to go into college. And so maybe that's a bigger question than what iReady has to offer. But if our Research and School Improvement Office has something to share with us, by all means. And if not, we can definitely get back to Ms. Miranda with a broader, and more in-depth question or response to that question.
Vanitha, you're muted.
The purpose of this is to see what are the areas that we can support our students. And that's where, once the data is in the hands of the teachers and of the sites, they can see how they can support and they can provide the supports for the students before they leave as seniors. So this is our way to kind of determine. That's why it's a K-12 diagnostic. So it doesn't leave any student out. It's like every student's data will be available. And we're starting in October so that we get the data before the seniors graduate. So this is our way to make sure we understand the needs. If they are below grade level, how can we provide them the supports? And all the high school administrators and the high school offices are all aware of this need, and we're all working together on this.
The only thing I might add is that one of the really nice features of the iReady platform is that the results are given almost instantaneously after the student takes the assessment. So very similar to what Vanitha just mentioned, is that we will be starting in October, and almost as soon as we start, we will have data to begin working with students of all grade levels, all the way up to 12th grade, to better identify their individual needs and ultimately, do something about it before the end of the year, which is one of the big, challenges with SBAC, is we're always getting data that's already a year out of date. So it makes it less actionable than iReady, which is really intended to align more to the academic year in which the student is enrolled, so that we can make a change now and hopefully, get the students back on track whenever possible.
Thank you. Thank you both. So it encompasses all of our students, and then we're able to get those results in real time, right? A lot sooner than we have in the past. And so to be able to drive that instruction. So thank you so much. Any other questions? No? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for everybody that was here, that presented. I do want to open up our floor for any public comments or additional questions to anybody that's on the panel. And again, what Angel has done, what Mr. Garcia has done, is he's included our agenda in the chat once again. Don't forget to also click on the link for attendance so we know that you're here. In the agenda, there's also a link for any additional questions that you weren't able to ask. So if you feel more comfortable just submitting it that way, then please go ahead and click on that link, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We'll open the floor for a little bit to see if there are any public comments or any additional questions for the good of the group. Okay, I think we're doing all right. I did a little bit of that wait time, But I think we're okay to move on. And so I want to go ahead and I do want to announce that our next DCAC meeting will be held on Thursday, October 28th. And for right now, we're still going to continue to hold them virtually. And so if you're here with us today, like I said, it's so important that you fill out that attendance link so we know that you're here. And we're also sending school messengers to families that have joined us in the past. And also on that parent meeting page is where you'll find the link in the Zoom link to our DCAC meetings. And again, we're being streamed live through YouTube in English and Spanish and Khmer. And so if this cuts in the middle of a commute or work or a dinner, you can always go back and you can watch us in the language that you feel most comfortable listening to us in. We want to remind you of the other parent meetings. So Miss Alyssa Taylor Stewart, Miss Heilig reminded us of exciting meetings and timelines coming up. So make sure that you're able to check in on that. We always have our family resource centers that have those additional items for us. And so if I go ahead and I click on our agenda, I just want to navigate you through here. So when you do see our agenda, our attendance Google form link is here. And so you would be able to click on that and it takes you to a form that you can fill out. We'll add presentations as they're made available. And then a reminder of when our DCAC meeting is. Our other parent meetings, that link is there for you. And so that takes you directly to where our parent group meetings are. And so not only does it tell you where our most recent meeting is, it also gives you a calendar so you can plan for any upcoming meetings. So today's our DCAC. We have our upcoming Pacific Islander Education Voyage meeting. That's also virtual. Our DLAC meeting, which will be virtual. Our Parent University workshop. We have 2 coming up that we're really excited about being able to share with you. And so if there are any further questions, we want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for your grace and patience with us as we navigate through our virtual settings. But thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. And we look forward to seeing you on October 28th. Thank you so much.